Hundreds of trains come through Ohio each week, carrying at least 1 million gallons of oil from the Bakken shale fields of North Dakota. Crude oil from those shale fields is more volatile and more explosive than crude oil from other shale fields. It is the same oil that incinerated the Canadian town of Lac-Mégantic in Quebec in July 2013. 47 people died in this derailment, and much of the downtown remains in ruins more than 2 years later.
That's the problem in a tanker, that if it breaches and there is a spark, it's going to go kaboom. And that's why they call them bomb trains, because they are. They're like a bomb.
The U.S. government has attempted additional regulations, including more stringent safety features on tanker cars, to prevent disasters, but many of those moves have been blocked or stalled by the railroads. Columbus Fire Captain Bob Gross worries a lot about the explosive nature of Bakken crude, as well as ethanol and other flammable materials that pass through Columbus every day.
Bakken crude is a flammable material. And so the problems and the reason why Bakken crude is the focus of your attention is because it's on the cars that are derailing. If you would have come to me 4 years ago, you would have used the term ethanol, because all of a sudden it was ethanol cars derailing. Well, now we've increased the amount of Bakken crude being shipped. It's a flammable material. Every rail car that's transporting it has close to 30,000 gallons, and so whenever you're dealing 30,000 gallons of a particular chemical, it's a big deal. And then when you couple that to the fact that it's got 3 or 4 or 5 other cars involved that are also 30,000 gallons, you have a large amount of product. I do not personally feel it's necessary to be told every time a train comes through with ethanol or with Bakken crude oil on it. We know it's there. We know what to look for. We know how to identify it, and we understand the hazards of it. And to me, when the derailment happens, I'm going to be able to get that information fairly quick, exactly what commodities are involved.
Ropes says the city will be ready for any calamity, even if it happens in a heavily populated area, such as on the railroad tracks that weave through the Arena District and near downtown skyscrapers.
We've done tabletop exercises involving the railroad tracks that run under the convention center and the hotel and Nationwide. We've pre-planned with Nationwide. We do walkthroughs. Yeah, that's definitely an area that concerns us.
It will happen somewhere, and it does on a regular basis. The question is, who's there and in what neighborhood does it happen? And the more trains that you have coming through, the higher the chances are that it will happen. As
a firefighter, as an emergency responder, our current problem is always the most important problem. It's important to get this solved. We're going to continue to have problems with the railroad shipments until they get the problem solved. And so, yeah, whether that's rebuild all the tracks in America or put everything in a stronger car, it's important.